getting Irish citizenship by investment, that is what we talk about today. So can you tell everybody what kind of scheme you can offer our clients to investment in Ireland in order to get citizenship in the end?
Basically, what we operate is the social housing scheme under the enterprise banner in the Department of Justice. Basically, the social housing scheme is a 3-year investment program where each individual investor invests €1 million with our development company. We take the €1 million, we purchase a site, we construct the units, and we sell them then to the Irish government for social housing, which is low or no income housing. The Department of Justice, who signed off the visa scheme, are very keen to see more money directed into the scheme. So social housing projects in general are very favourably looked at by the Department of Justice. They get approved almost 100% of the time, and then we retain the money then for 3 years within our project to meet with the Department of Justice criteria.
So €1 million is not a small number.
No.
So is there any ways we can make sure the client's money is safe with your firm during the 3 years time?
Yes,
isn't it?
exactly. So basically what we do is we set up a structure where the investor transfers their money into an investor company that they own themselves. They're the shareholder in that company. That company lends the money to my company, but the solicitor who represents the investor's position, they make sure they get security for the loan when they loan me the €1 million. So they get a mortgage charge over the social housing site and the property and the works that are done on that site. So they get security over that. And then when I sell the properties, they also have a charge over the bank account which holds the money until the 3-year period is up. So from an investor protection perspective, obviously we've done 20 plus of these projects so far. We've never had any issues. The investors have always been fully repaid. We have a very positive track record in that area. We also have a very positive track record and a positive relationship with the Department of Justice, with the Innes Department who run this scheme. So the investor's money is protected at all time. It's fully secured. It'll be within our company. It'll be charged to their investor company, and that's the position until they get the money back. It's all run by solicitors, legal agreements. The charge over the site is available to see on the land registry, which is a government online body. It's all very transparent. As I said, we've done dozens of these projects already. It's a well-worn process. It works the same every time.
So let's assume that I am an investor and I'm intending to invest €1 million into Irish social housing scheme. So of course I have to have the money. And for the first time when I transfer the money, if I assume I'm the customer, I'm the client, do I transfer the money to your firm or to a solicitor in Ireland?
That's a good question. So basically, you transfer the money to your solicitor, who will represent you. They will check you, background check from an AML perspective, from an anti-money laundering perspective. They will receive your €1 million, and when everything is in order with the €1 million, they will send it to me once they get the right documentation from me to say all the charges and security and everything is in place. So your solicitor will send the money to me. And when your investment is over in 3 years, I can either send the money back to your solicitor or I can send it directly to your bank account. 95% of the investors want the money sent directly to their own bank account. They don't need it routed back through the solicitor. There's no need. They're happy just to get the money back. It either goes to their Irish account or it goes back to a Chinese account. So that's up to them. But to answer your question, the money is routed to your solicitor first. It doesn't go directly to me.
So instead of the anti-money laundering check, for investors, do you think they have to prove the source of income as well? So basic to prove where the money comes from?
Well, basically, as part of the Department of Justice signing off each individual investor, the Department of Justice have to do a background check on the investor. So there is a detailed application form that the investor will have to fill in. It details their income, what they earn, it details their net worth. They obviously have to have a minimum net worth of 2 million. So all of that is detailed in the application form. That information has to be put together. That will be done with the investor and their immigration advisor and also their solicitor who's going to receive the money. So they will work together to form this pack, because the solicitor the investor appoints will be an immigration specialist solicitor who does this all the time, and he will talk them through the process. But they will have to provide confirmation of earnings and source of wealth. Yes.
So far we familiar with the social housing €1 million investment scheme. We know how the money going to be managed and being paid through. Obviously, there's a third party, which is solicitor on my side, to transfer the money safely to you. So after this happened, we have to make the visa application to the Department of the Justice, isn't it?
Yeah.
How long they will get this improved if the €1 million is in your firm account?
Well, basically, as soon as we receive the €1 million, we release a number of confirmation letters to your solicitor and to your investor, and basically within a week of us receiving the money, we send a confirmation letter within 24 hours, pretty quickly, straight to your solicitor. They send the confirmation letter into the Department of Justice, and within a week then you're formally approved. You have a formal final letter saying everything is in order, and then you can apply to register them for your visa.
For the first time, for a customer who getting the residence permit of Ireland, how long they get it for the first time?
Basically, when an investor is approved for a visa in Ireland, it's a 5-year visa. It lasts for 5 years, and the process involved is they get an IRP. It's called the IRP card. They get a visa card which lasts for 2 years. Then they do a very straightforward renewal with me and the department, and then it's extended for a further 3 years. But that 2-year extension is a formality. So basically, it's a 5-year visa.
It's 5 years.
Yes.
5 years, but one-time extension.
Yeah.
So I have a good question that in the 5 years period of time, how long does clients require to residence in Ireland?
1 day a year is the minimum requirement for residency in the country.
Right. So in this case, if I no needing for citizenship in the future, all I have to residence in Ireland is a day per year.
A day per year. And then after 5 years, then you have a decision to make. Do you want to extend your visa, or do you want to do a more detailed citizenship approach where you have to spend longer time in the country?
Right. So the type of the permit is step 4, I believe?
It's a stamp 4, yeah.
And the total time of step 4 is 5 years.
5 years, yeah.
And first initial permit you get is 2 years, and then for another 3 years extension. But mainly, customer will get money back by year 3.
Yeah, the rule from the department is that we have to hold the investor's investment in our company, in our development vehicle, for a minimum of 3 years.
3 years, yes.
So what we do on all of our investments is we do a 3.5-year loan note between the investor's investor company, my property development company, as a 3.5-year facility, and after 3.5 years, the investor gets the money back in full. And we've repaid back dozens and dozens of investors at this stage, and everybody's got back 100% of their money. There's never any issue where people have been fully repaid. We only do development projects that we feel are financially viable. We don't take on high risk or speculative projects. So when we look at new social housing projects, we would probably decline 90% of projects. We wouldn't buy them, we wouldn't proceed with them, because we deem them as too risky. So we don't want to risk the investors' funds. We have a much bigger business outside of IIP, so we don't want to damage our business or our brand by not having investors repaid back. So we do lower risk projects so we can ensure the investors get their money back.
Right. And lots of customers also are worried about before they getting citizenship. You know, if you're getting citizenship in the UK, it's be complicated. Except the residence barrier, UK government does require language and history tests. Does this apply in in this government as well?
You don't have to sing the national anthem. It's not like America. No, look, it's a fairly straightforward process. Ireland is pretty relaxed when it comes to these things.
So all can we say that as long as we meet the residence requirement, and of course I believe you shouldn't have any criminal record in the past 5 years, then you should have the citizenship straight away.
Yeah, it's a very straightforward process. You can't commit any crimes and you cannot be a burden on the state. A burden on the state means seeking social welfare benefits.
Probably no, if you invest €1 million.
If you're investing 2 million, most of the investors are high net worth individuals.
Of course, I think so. Yes. Right, okay, I think we came to the very end of today's interview, which is how many people can get benefit of this investment. For example, if the investor applies a family group, let's say they have a wife and children, do you think they can get the residence permit together?
Oh yeah, absolutely. No. So it's basically for a family.
Yeah.
So what you would normally see is either the mother or the father will apply for the visa, so if the mother applies, that includes the husband and it includes the children. So the whole family are covered under the one visa application. Absolutely.
So do you think during the time, because some customer they choose to invest Ireland for education of their children, of course, but some successful businessmen, if they residence here for let's say a couple of years, so they saw the opportunity of the business investment. Do you think this type of permit they are holding allow them to investment in this country?
Oh yeah, like we have a number of investors who came over here and they purchased properties, they purchased businesses, they've done other investments when they've been over here. So yeah, no, it's just a gateway into a new financial market, really.
Right.
So a lot of people set themselves up here and then they go and purchase properties and purchase assets.
So basically, the right of the foreign nation who go through the investment scheme, except they couldn't claim any benefits in Ireland. They can basically do anything.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So, if we talk about anything, so they have the right to work.
Yes, 100%.
Right to investment.
Yeah.
And children can have a right to get free education if there's public school.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. And how about in higher education? For example, if their children finish the high school and they're considering go to college or university, is that also free?
No, it is. University in Ireland, there is a registration fee.
Right.
Everybody pays. I think it's €3,000 per year, but the university itself is free.
So, except this scheme, you can offer customer to make sure they can get the residence permit for the first 5 years. After customer arrive, if they wish to residence Ireland for a longer period of time, do you offer any kind of service in Ireland, such as purchasing property assistance, opening bank account? We have a full-time Chinese staff member who works with us, and they will facilitate the investor in any way they can. They'll meet them from the airports. We'll arrange taxis, we'll help them with bank accounts, with tax numbers, help them with the registration with the Department of Justice, anything at all, we'll assist until the investor gets up and running and on their own 2 feet. That's no issue. Some investors need help with buying property. There are a number of estate agents that we would know. It's primarily down to where the investor wants to live, and then we can give them advice if needs be. But most of the investors are quite independent. Okay, I think that is all the question I'd like to know from Ray today.
Okay.
So, in your opinion, do I miss anything, or you want to add anything that's missing in this interview?
I think the IIP program, it's been very successful in the last 7 or 8 years. I think it's taken in about 1.2 billion of investment, and 99% of the investors are Chinese who come in through the IIP program. Right. So it's a very successful program. It's a very safe program. If you go with a good promoter, you have to go with a promoter who has a strong track record in the sector, which is one of the larger players such as ourselves. Social housing is a reasonably low risk investment. There's a high chance you'll get your full money back after 3 years. Like I said, we've repaid all our investors 100%. Ireland's education, English speaking, it's a massive positive. And this system is well run by the Department of Justice. Professional promoters like Focus make sure everything's done right. We'll have our solicitor team, we have our track record. You'll have your solicitor team who will be a specialist in the immigration sector. So your investment is safe, your money is safe, and Ireland as a place to live, it's very attractive.
Lovely. Thank you so much,
No
Ray,
problem.
to
You're welcome.
being with me. Thank you.